My name is Unil Kalisa with student ID C1B25092 from the Management Study Program. Today, I will be discussing the topic about inflation and how it impacts to our economy. Let's get started. Let's begin with what is the definition of inflation. Inflation is the general and continuous increase in the price of goods and services over a period of time. It means that over time, money can lose its value, so you can buy fewer items with the same amount of money. A small level of inflation is normal and in a growing economy, but the high level of inflation can be harmful. Next, let's move on the type of inflation. Basically, there are three main types of inflation. The first one, we have demand pull inflation, which occurs when the demand for the goods and services is higher than the available supply, causing price to rise. Second, there is a cost-plus inflation. This happens when the cost of production, such as wages or raw materials, increases forcing business to raise prices. Then, we have a Bolton inflation, also known as the wage price spiral, where workers demand higher wages and business raise price to cover these costs. And it is important to note that the type often occurs together in a real economic situation. Now, moving on the causes of inflation. There are several factors that contribute to it. To start with, an increase in the money supply can lead more spending, which pushes price up. Furthermore, strong customer demand for goods and services can exceed supply, which also causes inflation. Additionally, rising costs of raw materials, energy, and labor increase production expenses for business. Besides that, government policies such as increased taxes or excessive spending can contribute to inflation. Lastly, the external factors like a global crisis or supply chains disruption can trigger the price of increases. Now, we move to how inflation is measured. Basically, economics use two specific indicators to track the change. The two most common ones are the Consumer Price Index or CPI and the Producer Price Index or PPI. To calculate it, we use the formula inflation rate equals the percentage change in the price index over a certain period. Let's discuss the effect of inflation on our daily life. For one thing, it decreases our purchasing powers, which means we can buy less with the same amount of money. Consequently, it increases the cost of living for everyone. Moreover, inflation affects our saving and investment, as the value of money doesn't stay the same. Ultimately, if it isn't controlled, it can reduce overall economic stability. Now, let's explore the positive versus negative side of inflation. Interestingly, a moderate level of inflation is actually good because a low and stable rate encourages people to spend and invest, which support economic growth. However, things can return negative. High inflation leads to rapid price increases, which creates uncertainty, reduces consumer confidence, and harms economic stability. Even worse, hyperinflation, on which extremely high and uncontrolled, can cause an economy to collapse. On the other hand, we also have deflation, a decrease in prices. While it might seem positive, it can accelerate spending and slow down overall economic activity. Who is affected by inflation? And the answer is everyone. To be specific, consumers have to pay higher price for goods and services. Workers often find that their wage might not keep up with rising costs. Business struggle with higher operating expenses, and the investor face changing returns on their asset. In short, inflation touches every part of our economic life. So guys, that's all from me. Thank you for watching, and if you have any question, just leave a comment below and I will happy to answer. Thank you again.